Hello, I'm Rachel from Dwensa Garden in Ireland, and today we are going to pot up some tuberous begonias. Now, these plants are much loved by gardeners for their flamboyant, bright colours and their long flowering season. These fabulous plants make amazing pot displays that just flower all summer long. Cultivars like these gorgeous ones here come from Begonia X tuber hybrida, and each plant has both male and female flowers, the male ones being the most flamboyant and the most what we would term as beautiful. So let's make some amazing pot displays. You are very welcome to this video about potting up begonias, and I hope your spring is going well. It's today the 20th of March, and that is the time to pot up begonias. They are best potted up in March or April. So why is that, you may be asking? And the reason is that it takes them about 2 months to get going, to make good foliage and to start into flower. And that would lead up until the point in time when danger of frost has passed, and you can then put your pot displays out in the garden. Who wants to waste 2 months of garden time when they don't have to? So let's start off by having a look at these begonia tubers that I've just bought from Bulby in the Netherlands. Now, this particular variety is a cascading, a hanging one with enormous white flowers, and I do love those white flowers. I've also bought a second variety which is pink and tinged with white. And that's more upright, so that'll go in a different type of pot, not a hanging one. As you'll notice, all of these tubers have a hollow bit, and that denotes the top of them, the bit that needs to be pointed up when we bury them in the soil. And some of them already have shoots starting, which is a great sign. If you read up about tuberous begonias, you may find that there are 3 ways to get them going, only 2 of which I recommend. The first way to get these tubers going is to use a seed tray like this one. Now make sure it has holes at the bottom. The advantage of the seed tray is that it takes up less space in the house because, yes, these are heat-loving plants and you're going to have to place them indoors at an 18 degrees centigrade minimum to get them going. The disadvantage of using the seed tray is that it only takes a certain amount of potting mix, so you don't have enough mix underneath your tubers to let them grow properly, so you need to pot them up individually pretty quickly after they get going. The second method is to pot the tubers individually in their own pots. Now, the advantage of this, of course, is that you have more mix, you have more potting mix in your pots, so you can grow them on for longer. But on the downside, it means that you've got lots of individual pots cluttering up your house. You may also find information online that says you can plant your begonias outdoors in the garden, in the ground, after all danger of frost has passed. Well, I can tell you that you need to be living in some very warm country to get away with that, and somewhere where there's not much rain, because these plants do love to rot. In today's video, I'm going to pot these begonias up in a seed tray, but also in individual pots. You'll need to make up a well-draining mix for your begonias. So first of all, use a regular potting compost of good quality, and that will constitute 50% of your mix. And the other 50% should be inorganic. So you can just use sand, horticultural sand, or you could just use perlite. In this case, I'm actually using both sand and perlite, but the proportion is the same, 50% potting mix, organic, and 50% inorganic, so perlite or sand, and in my case a mixture of both. And we need to give them a good mix. And here's where potting up begonias gets a little bit different from regular potting up. Normally we pot things up and then we water them. With begonias, we're not going to do that. we've made up the mix, and now we're going to add some water into the mix. And not too much, we're going to make it just moist. Now remember those hollow tops to the begonias. That is what we're trying to take care of here. So those hollow tops are very good for pooling water, and begonias are the martyr for rotting. So if you water them and water goes into the top of the begonia before it has a chance to wake up, then there's a very big danger of rotting. So let's just mix this about. And I think this is round about the right consistency. So if I pick it up and squeeze it slightly, it's holding together, but it's not soggy. Soggy is the last thing we need with begonias. And if you're a bit worried about getting this right, then make sure you use the tray method, because the tray method will leave the begonias sitting proud of the soil and therefore less likelihood of rot. So tray method first, and here is our tray. And I'm just going to put as much mix into it as it will hold. If you want to buy begonias or other summer flowering plants, then do check out the website bulby.nl. This has excellent quality plants, it's good value, and the delivery is super speedy. Bulby have two sites, one for the EU and one for the UK, so choose the one that suits, and don't forget my discount code, which will give you 10% off the already cheap prices. It's gardening10, and you can see the details down below in the description. Optimally, they're supposed to be 7.6 centimetres, that's 3 inches of mix below the tubers. But as you can see, this tray is quite shallow, so we're not going to achieve that. To compensate for this, we're just going to place our tubers on top of the mix, not even pushing them down much at all. And they need to be 2 centimetres apart, or 3/4 of an inch. And now we're going to pot one up in an individual pot, and you can see that this of course is deeper, has a longer root run. We're going to put the mix in. When potting begonias individually, you need to make sure that your pot is not too big, otherwise guess what, they're going to rot. You need about 1 inch around the tuber. So if your tuber is extra small, you need an extra small pot. If it's big, you need a bigger pot. Here we can manage the 3 inches or 7.6 centimetres of soil below the tuber, and we have enough space to just cover it ever so slightly. With the begonias in the tray, you can also put some mix around them just to bring it up a bit at the sides if there's enough space. And whether you start your begonias in a tray or in a pot, they now need to be brought indoors. They need 18 degrees centigrade, that's 64.4 Fahrenheit. So if you can achieve that in your greenhouse, well and good. But for most of us, it means bringing them into the house. These are going into the house to be kept nice and warm, but you may be wondering, what about aftercare? In terms of watering, when the mix becomes less than just moist, when it begins to dry out, then you need to water it. But this is a very delicate watering. You need to dribble little bits of water all around the edge and between the tubers. Try very, very hard not to get the water onto the tubers at all. In the pot, it's around the edge. Even though the tuber isn't visible anymore, you can water around the edge because you know it's not there. And in terms of the tray, you can see exactly where the tubers are, so you're not going to make a mistake. After a bit, these will shoot into growth. You will see leaves and healthy growth. As soon as they leaf up and get going, you're going to water them regularly. Whenever the top bit of soil, maybe about an inch, dries out completely, then you need to give them some more water. And once they are in active growth with the leaves and flowers even, you needn't be so worried about putting water on top of the tuber because they're robust. They're not asleep, so they can take it. And in the case of the tray, once that gets going, then you need to pot them on, put them into their individual pots. They will last for longer, those that have been put into the individual pots already. But once they're nice and bushy, then you need to put them into their final pots, and whether that's an ornamental pot, or in the case of the pendulous white ones, I'll need a hanging pot to display them at their best. And that is the time to do it. Once all danger of frost has passed, now that's the end of May, the beginning of June here in Ireland, then you can put your potted displays outdoors. So water them regularly whenever they dry out, and during the active season, feed them every week with a liquid fertiliser like tomato food. These are plants that are going to give you loads and loads of flowers, so you want to encourage that by giving them the means to do that. And that, I guess, is all there is to be said about starting off begonias, except that you do need to harden them off before you put the pots outdoors in the garden, and the more you feed, the more beautiful flowers you're going to get. Of course, at the end of the summer, we already talked about these being very tender plants. They certainly can't overwinter in the garden, and it just so happens I've made a separate video on how to overwinter begonias, what to do to have these, to bring them back and to replant them year on year, because the longer you have them, the bigger the tubers get, and of course that means more flowers, bigger plants, which is exactly what we all want. Thank you as always for watching. I hope you're enjoying your spring, hope everything's going well, and I will see you on the next video. Oh, I can't wave. Can I wave? Yes, okay, bye.